Hello, hello. Welcome back to The Way with Jazz and Tay. Before the break, we gave you guys our weekly reclaps. I don't like the way that sounds.
See your hand clap.
Hey. We gave y'all our weekly recaps, and we definitely went in on Texas because, man, they are wilding. Oh, as always.
What are they doing?
Then literally no one knows. But now we're going to go ahead and get into our song feature with Marina Lotus. We have her on. I'm going to give you guys a quick intro. Marina Lotus is a cross creative that loves to express vulnerable topics, mainly through music, poetry, and painting. She enjoys spending most of her time in nature and also communicating the need to respect nature through her art as well. She's getting ready to release the music video for her single Speak For Me at noon on July 25th. And we wanted to bring her on and talk about the single as well as her upcoming project. Benny, can you go ahead and give our listeners a sample of this?
Everybody wants to speak for me, so go ahead and speak.
Nice. Thank you. So Marina, say what's up. Say hello to the people.
Yeah, hey, what up? It's kind of early. I changed the date of the premiere. It's actually going to be on the 24th. It's on Saturday.
Saturday,
So
okay.
It's still at noon. So yeah, that's fun. James Gertie shot it for me, if you guys know who that is.
Yeah, we know Gertie. Shout us out.
Yeah, so the video is really artsy and fun. I did a couple different makeup looks and everything. Yeah, I'm just really excited for it to come out. It's my first music video. So I'm just excited to start releasing music. It's been years of working on my album. So
yeah,
this is the first song off of it. It's kind of melancholic. But,
it is a little bit. We were, as we were listening to it, it's kind of giving us even like a little bit of more like a spoken word kind of vibe, like you're definitely telling a story. It's not like structured. I feel like a traditional song would be.
Yeah, I mean, it was really important for me to start my career like that with music because I just feel like people are just trying to make bangers all the time. And it's really the vulnerability for me. Like, I really want people to feel feelings when they hear my stuff or see something that I make. Like, I just want people to kind of approach my art differently. So like, you guys have heard some of my other songs, so like I got some bangers too, but I really just wanted to start with that vulnerability from the jump.
So what is I want to say like what inspired Speak For Me, but like in it you're like, speak for me, you don't know all the facts, but go ahead and speak for me. So like what is that about? Who is this song about even?
Yeah.
There's a couple situations that transpired over last year that led me to write this song. You guys know I had a podcast called All Game with King Dow and Emmanuel Brown. Mm-hmm. And I went through like some sexual harassment in that situation, which is why that podcast is no more. And so I wrote that song kind of as a response to like how I felt because I outed the person, but like at least like in the parameters of the situation, like I haven't really talked about this publicly yet, but I outed them. It was pretty messed up that they continued to work with this person and didn't care about how I felt really. And then like the other thing that of course kind of inspired it was just the protesting and all that and how people were just kind of like using Black voices to make money and not really actually like listening to us or investing in our communities, but instead giving away money to these big corporate organizations that really were not trying to do what was in our best interest. So it's like the combination of those two things for sure.
Yeah.
I feel that.
First and foremost, I want to say I'm sorry that happened, that you experienced that, and that you weren't validated. So yeah, I'm really sorry. That's unfortunate that you had to go through that.
But I think it's
Um,
awesome that you had an outlet,
there
like
you
your
go.
music to really pour it out and put it. And I feel that, and you like
Yeah.
now knowing kind of like the back story to the song. And I even felt it before knowing that, but I was like, it just feels
Yeah.
like she's trying to say something to
Mhm.
someone, like, don't speak for me, but go ahead. Since you think you know everything, try it. And I really respect that. And I feel like it really does come through in the song. So I'm excited to see the music video, to see how it all ties in together.
I just
Um,
feel like a lot of women in this scene go through similar situations and never really talk about it. And I feel like the only way for our
Mhm.
voices really to be heard is through our art. So like
mm,
I can make songs about shaking my ass all the time, but like, sorry, man.
it's okay. It is hard.
But like there's just so much more that needs to be said in
Yeah.
the community of women out here in the scene. Like there's just not a lot of women even pursuing art anymore because they've gone through these things and our
Yeah.
scene is so predatory.
Yeah.
With Speak for Me, is this, is it part of a larger project? And if so, is it kind of in line with Speak for Me, or what does that look like? Do you have, like you said, either bangers sprinkled throughout this, or what is that? Yeah, what is that looking like?
So Speak for Me is actually the first song on my album. It's called Low Hanging Fruit, and it's basically about like the low expectations of people in relationships
Mm,
and like how people are just like kind of like allow themselves to be like in abusive situations and like make excuses for people,
Mm,
and especially like in the art industry and things like that. So yeah, it's just about like how people interact and make excuses for each other. It really supposed to encompass the low expectation situation, but that album's coming out later this fall. Speak for Me is just the first song on the album because I like to open things with things that really make you focus,
mm-hmm.
so that like you have to listen to the album, because I'm an album person and I really like conceptual work. So the whole thing is definitely themed, but it definitely turns around. Like it's not all
okay.
that.
So it's like a lemonade. Well, okay. But you know how like lemonade, it starts with like, I hate him, get out of here, I'm gonna take my baby, and then it comes full circle and they're back together. Everybody's
I
happy.
mean, yeah, Solange actually is my favorite artist and she inspires me the most. So my
Love
album definitely has a
her.
lot of space vibes and that type of energy.
Well,
I
I
love her and Tank and the Bangos. You guys know I'm a slam poet
yes,
too.
yes.
So I'm incorporating poetry into the album as well.
Very cool.
So
I love that you brought Solange up and that you that you say that you liken yourself to her, because she's very intentional with what she does and with what she likes to put out there. And you sound like you're very intentional. Like you definitely have a plan, you have a mission, you have a goal, you know what you're trying to accomplish here. So I like that you brought that up because I definitely can see that.
yeah, I mean, I've been working on music for the past 5 years, but I just started doing releases because I just felt like the people who I was working with, either like things would just kind of go awry and we wouldn't have like the same interests and goals. So I've actually made a couple albums in the past, but I trashed them all because I couldn't stand next to the people who I was making them with and be like, yeah, we did this. Like it just wasn't
Mm.
it. But shout out to my new producer, Lake Stovall at Fibonacci Production Studio. He's the bee's knees, and it's so nice to be able to work with somebody and actually get some stuff done and not be harassed by people
Yeah.
sexually. Like,
To be
geez.
taken seriously.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
it's
totally
super,
understand
super
that.
amazing.
It's so interesting how like just trying to be in any like creative space,
And
it
navigating that.
that it's like, or trying to be a business owner, it's like people oftentimes don't come with the purest of intentions, and to have to
Mhm.
sift through that as a woman like is it's almost it's frustrating, because it's like I feel like we want to be taken seriously when we're showing up authentically as ourselves and we're actually trying to do business, and then for men to come at us as like oh, I'm going to talk business as a way, as a means to like try to get at her, is just trash. Like stop
Mhm.
doing that.
Oh
It's
my
not a good
gosh.
look. Like if you're trying to come that way, but don't come at me and say like we're trying to do business and then try to evolve it into something it's not, because
Amen.
it's a blow. It's a blow to our like self-esteem. It has us questioning people when they have like true intentions.
And
And
it happens far too often out here. And if I'm being quite honest, we really need more of a community out here rather than people just trying to do that.
yeah,
Like
I
we
can't
we
tell
need
you guys how many times I've had people hit me up to make songs. Some people who I've been friends with for years and have them be like, okay, yeah, come over, like come to the studio or whatever, make a song. And then like at the end, they're just trying to get at me. What am I doing
yeah.
here? I'm like, really? Like this again?
that's what this is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's irritating.
It's disappointing. Like not only we've now wasted time,
Yeah.
like, and now I'm uncomfortable, and now I don't
Yeah.
feel like I want to see you or talk to you ever again. But
And I
thanks.
What is
See you at
the
the next
angle?
show, you
Like,
know, that someone's doing.
do
Like,
they genuinely think that that's gonna work out in their favor? Like, oh, I'm gonna completely manipulate her into thinking that this is a business situation, and then try to like trick her into being my girl, or like doing stuff with me. And I'm like, what? What? Seriously?
yeah, and you know, I've learned there's really like no point in saying anything because most of the guys in the scene will just gang up against you and team up with the guy. So
And that's super trash as well.
Um, let's reel things back in real quick.
I
Get
did-
back on Marina.
Yeah, I did want to ask. So like we categorize you as a creative. You do a little bit of everything: poetry, you do modeling, singing. You know, you really do a lot of different things. So like, what does a day in the life look like, and how do you juggle all of this at once? Like,
I
how do
feel
you
like
keep the
most
balance?
people know me as a model. Like first and foremost, that's what they've seen. You know, I've gotten a few covers in my time. So I feel like people don't even necessarily like know that I do this other stuff. So it's been a learning curve actually for me to try to learn how to promote all these different things I do. So I just hired a PR person to help me kind of involve all of my skill sets in like each thing that I do, like including my painting in my music videos, or like making my modeling be on point for each one, making sure I have, you know, that style and a makeup artist for every single thing. It's really been difficult to plan because, you know, like that means you have to have a bigger team when you go to make these projects. So like that's been probably the most difficult part, is just learning how to like organize projects
Yeah.
and like get everyone together on the same day.
Yeah. Oh, I bet. So,
When
you know,
you decide to, like,
collaborating.
blow something up, it really does. You're like, you know, one person, like a team of one or two. Like for us, it was like we're just a team of two, but then we were like, let's make this bigger. And in our minds, we were like, oh, that's going to be easy, not thinking about the fact that like that means we have to have a board engineer and a video editor, because we can't literally just as each of us, you know,
No.
do it all.
Oh man, it's
Yeah,
honestly kind of stressful thinking about it.
Yo, I'm already having issues just with my videographer, my makeup artist alone. It's like he works Monday through Friday. She's got Tuesdays and Wednesdays off. So it's like, who's taking a day off? Who am I paying extra? Like,
Yes. What piece of advice would you give someone looking to enter into the industry, or women out there in the industry? I know for a while we did a podcast with you, or we did a couple of panels with women in the, I would say, like creative space, models and artists. What advice would you give to them to really navigate the scene and to be heard and to feel seen?
I mean, ultimately, you have to accept that that growth is going to come slower. You have to like be okay with not doing things that you're uncomfortable with. Like, you know, I've been pursuing music for 5 years, and that's actually like my main skill set. I am actually a classically trained opera singer. I got to sing in Carnegie Hall in New York. Like, I've done some really cool stuff with music, but none of that matters if you end up working with people who don't hold those same values that you have. So you have to be okay with taking your time and making sure that you're working with people who respect you. And that's the most important part. You know, without that, you have nothing. So you can build up a whole project and just waste your time and waste your money. I've spent probably tens of thousands of dollars on projects that have just not worked out. So
Right.
just being smart with your time and money and who you surround yourself with. Try to have female teams if you can, where you can.
Yep.
Yeah, all that is definitely important. But just like I said, don't put yourself in uncomfortable situations and be authentic to yourself. If it doesn't feel right, don't do it.
I love that. Marina, that's a great note to leave us on. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for saying that. Before we go into our next break, though, let the people know where they can find you, how they can show up for you, all that stuff.
Yeah, so I have a Patreon you can subscribe to if you're trying to invest in my art. That's an option. It's, Marina Lotus. And then I have a YouTube channel, Instagram. My Instagram's Lotus the Vibe, and I have a website too. It's marinalotus.com. So there's plenty of places to find me. Whatever tickles your fancy. And thank you guys for having me, of course.
Yeah, thank you for coming on.
Absolutely. Looking forward to seeing your release on Saturday, July 24th.
July 24th.
At noon.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, catch you guys later. Have a good morning.
Thank you, Marina. We're going to go ahead.